Guys, this is from Pinecone Models. It's the SG1002. I have had quite a few people asking me if I'm gonna get one of these. Well, I've got one. It's 1/10 scale, reckons it's good for 45 miles an hour. And it's got 2-wheel drive and it's got high and low 4-wheel drive. That is a really cool feature. It's brushless, it's got LEDs. It looks very nice. There is, however, one little issue. The issue is, this thing is really expensive. Well, it's not really expensive, but it is on par or more expensive with the RC it's trying to be, which is like a mini Traxxas UDR or a low-C Baja Ray. Anyway, but what I want to do is quickly cover off the money side of it and why it's so expensive, and then I'm going to review it based on the performance of the truck and how it looks, rather than thinking about the cost of it, and that will make sense in a second. But first of all, let's look at some of the specs. So like I said, it's got low range 4-wheel drive, high range 4-wheel drive, and it's got 2-wheel drive function as well. It's got a 7-channel transmitter. There's your gearbox and motor there. You got that one, which I don't really like the look of the body panels on that. And then there's this one that I've got. Anyway, this one has a 2,600 kV brushless motor. Don't know whether them fans are functional. Sealed metal gear transmission and diffs. Double, bit of a typo there. Double battery compartment, front LED, and shock assembly. It says 2x4. And looking at the picture, it looks like it's got like a coil over there and then another sort of shock absorber paired with it. Anyway, let's get out of the box. Let's talk about the money side of things, and then let's give this thing a review. So here is the truck, and like I said, let's just talk about the cost before we look at anything else. And the reason I'm talking about the cost is because there's a reason it's so expensive. Now, if I just show you this, £432, which is about it's over $500. So it's not a complete rip-off of the UDR or the Baja Ray. There's some slight differences to it. But I've not looked at the low-C price, but it's probably around the same price. Now, I spoke to Edward, who runs the WPL store. He told me that the recommended manufacturer's retail price for this is just over $300 in China. What we're paying for is mainly shipping. Shipping from China is ridiculous at the moment, and it has been for a little while now. So if you were to buy this in China, Hong Kong, it would be just over $300, which is a really fair price for it. Unfortunately, we have to pay shipping and taxes on it, so to order one of these, a lot of the extra cost for this is shipping, and unfortunately there's no way around that. All these companies offer free shipping, but what they're actually doing is putting the cost of shipping into the cost of the truck. I could guarantee if you could get this to your door for $300, a lot of people would want one. Like I said, I'm going to review this on how it performs and the quality of it, and we're not really going to look at the price. It's expensive. I don't expect many people to want to spend that amount of money on this when you can get name brands for about the same price. But let's give it a fair review. If it justifies the price anymore, you get a nice set of little not screws, the hex heads. Look, it says on them, I don't know whether you can read that, it says steel is USA. Wheel nuts, a few fixings in there, a wheel wrench, cable ties, a sticker guide there, where to put the stickers. They're nice and bright, aren't they? And then this 7-channel transmitter. That's crazy. Obviously you can't do it on this one, but it looks like it's got steering modes there for 4-wheel steering. That is pretty good. Big bulky transmitter, but loads of function. ESP as well. So ESP, so stability, keeps it in a straight line when you're gunning it. And here's the Buggy, and I love the colours because it's very similar to my Team TRC colours. First thing I've noticed, I'm not sure there's much. I think there's some oil in them shocks, but oh yeah, there is some oil in there actually, but I might have to check them and change the weight of it. It feels a bit bouncy for my liking. Usable, look like usable wheels and tyres on the back. Oh, the tyres, are they real? Yeah, they are. They are solid. That's not ideal. Right, I'm going to push these as hard as I can. God, yeah, they're too hard. They're not going to, I don't think they're going to grip very well. They are rock solid. Got some discs behind there. Obviously for looks only. A couple of drivers in there, roll cage on the back there. Some accessories. Them fans look like they're wired up, so them fans look like they're going to work. And then in there is the brushless motor. I'm not going to I think you have to take all this body off to get underneath it, but the motor is in there. The ESC will be in there as well. I think it's 120 amp, which isn't a huge amount, but we'll see how it runs. Twin light bar there. Light bar there, light bar on the rear as well. I don't know what that does, just moves about in there. Is that just for show? Maybe it's to make it look like the real, maybe the real one's got a massive bar through there, whereas this has just got, look, it's just got a little bar there. And underneath we've got a solid rear axle. Metal drive shaft there, like I said, 4-wheel drive, selectable. I think the batteries, yeah, oh that's nice, I like that. Dual trays for the battery, so put 2 3S batteries in there and you'll double your capacity. So it won't double the voltage, you're not gonna get 6S. These are wired in parallel, so double the capacity, so a lot more runtime. See gearbox in there, 2-speed, so low and high range 4-wheel drive, and you can disconnect the center diff, so you've just got rear-wheel drive. Open diffs. Double wishbone suspension. It has got dual shocks there. One's got a spring, one's not. Can't decide whether I want to take the shocks off to adjust them, make it a little bit, make the damping a little bit better. What do you reckon? Oh, I don't know actually. Can adjust the springs, so I might just adjust the springs a little bit just to try and stop it being as bouncy. I don't want to have to take it all apart just yet. Anyway, I'm going to get the stickers on. I'm going to find some batteries that will fit in them battery trays. They look quite small. And then I think we should just go give it a run, see how fast it is, and then just see how it drives. So I took the body off in the end. It was easier to get the clear film off it with it off, and got the stickers on. I'm not gone for the big side stickers. I mean, there's nothing really wrong with them, but I prefer that cleaner look. Anyway, now we've got the body off, we can see a little bit more. So there's your suspension. I've adjusted the spring tension a little bit. I've checked in here and they have definitely full of oil. It just still feels like it might need some slightly thicker oil in there, but at least we're going to get a bit of scale bouncing around there. Some limiting straps on there as well, that's pretty cool. I made a joke about these fans. That's the ESC, guys. The cable's coming out the side there. So the fans are functional and the ESC is disguised as a radiator. That is really cool. I don't know what it's like on the low C or anything like that, but that is a cool little feature. Right, I'm gonna get the body back on. It wasn't that many screws that were holding it actually, so I can't imagine it's gonna be too difficult to get back on it. Actually, it doesn't look too bad like that, does it? I do like the idea of the dual battery trays there, but they're quite small. So I've gone for these little CNHL ones. They're not a massive amount, but 2 of them together, that's 4,400 milliamp hours. I might have to put some foam in because they flap about in there quite easily. I had to pull the switch off to get the body off, so I have to stick that back on, switch on. The lights are really bright, look. The rear one's orange, and then when you accelerate, you get a bit of red on there, and then when you reverse or brake as well. Anyway, we are currently in, what are we in? 4-wheel drive. This is low speed. Select this across. This should be high speed now. So when you change gear, or not just on this, but on others, it's always good maybe just to go backwards and forwards a bit to make sure it's locked in properly. Anyway, we should be locked in now. It wasn't initially. That's high speed. It's got quite a bit of wheel speed, 3S. And then select right to the back there, and that should be 2-wheel drive. So I'm just gonna blip it reverse and then forward. There we go. And this is high speed rear-wheel drive. There are your gear selections, and then steering. The steering, although off the table it's not too bad. I did have it on the ground just a minute ago and it's a bit sluggish. So you know the score by now, and you see how fast this thing is first. I'm sure it said, what did it say, 45 mile an hour on the box. So this is in 4-wheel drive on high speed. We'll try in rear-wheel drive as well if I can control it, but 4-wheel drive high speed first. 45 mile an hour is the goal. Oh, it's hard to control. Whoa, it's really hard to control. Oh my word. Right, that's full throttle. No, no. Right, that's full throttle. There we go. Man, that steering is really bad. The tyres, absolutely no grip. Anyway, we're here for speed. 35 mile an hour. Right, I'm gonna switch it to rear wheel drive. Right, it's definitely rear wheel drive. Well, here goes nothing. Slowly in, mind the curb. That's full throttle. .35 again, so both 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive, no different, right? Right, hopefully when we're off-road, the terrible steering and lack of grip might not be quite as apparent. So I've brought it to somewhere where the terrain is a little bit more suited to it. So 4-wheel drive. The tyres, you don't have as many problems with grip because obviously you don't need as soft a tyre on this terrain, so it is a little bit better. Still room for improvement. 14mm hex on these, So some Armour like Senton wheels and tyres would be a good addition. I did put some Vortex ones on it. Whoa, and they fit all right. Bit wider, bit bigger. What do you think to the suspension? Is it realistic or does it need tuning? I mean, hope it's tough. These trophy trucks do bounce about like that. I think it's actually quite realistic. A bit thicker oil would not go amiss. Oh, uh-oh. Oh, something's broke. Ah, oh, it's broke. Is it broke or just come off? Where did we live? Ah, here. Oh, we've lost the pin as well. Good news, it's fixed. I had a crazy expensive axial rift in the car, just been reviewing it, well, just been doing a video on it, and the pins are the same, so oh, this terrain's way better for it. I do kind of like that loose suspension. Whoa! That was a big crash. So we weren't going to really talk about the price, but is it worth the $300 odd that this would cost you if you're buying it in China? I'd say maybe. Is it worth $600? Definitely not. That doesn't mean it's a bad RC though. It seems to handle this terrain relatively well. Obviously speed run with them hard tyres was a definite fail. But I'd say on this terrain, it's not that bad. Oh, front flip. Seems to be soaking up all the bumps pretty well. Pretty well indeed. This is obviously in high gear. We'll just flick it to low for you. So low gear, a little more controllable. Still got a bit of pep to it, but that's low gear. High gear though, opens it right up. Oh. Stop. No. Oh man. You probably didn't see that. It was like a slow motion roll onto its roof. It's a real shame on that price, because I think this would have been a really nice truck if the price was right. It's such a shame. There's just other stuff out there for £500, $600. It is a real shame. Anyway, that is the SG whatever 001. Man, it loves this terrain. Cheers for watching. I'll see you next time. Guys, what can I say about this? I ran another pack through it, getting that last little montage as like a full pack, and it absolutely took it. Look at the state of it underneath. It had so many bad crashes. Got a little breakage there. This thing is so tough. It's just a shame, isn't it? What a shame on the price. The tyres actually held up all right on this terrain. The tyres and the stability weren't actually as bad as I thought. But man, just disappointed. It's so expensive. It's a decent truck.